If it ain't NFL jock, just turn that shit off.
Yo, we back with another one, and another one, man. This is what we're all thinking podcast, stories behind the craft. Today, I got a special guest for y'all. He's the smuggler himself. Come to sit down. Finally, after almost about 2 years, he been supporting the brand. He been doing his thing. I feel like now with his outcoming, he's doing a lot of great things, making a lot of great food, making a lot of great music. Just overall, great things are happening around this guy. So, without further ado, go introduce yourself.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Gwadobeats, the smuggler, like Nate the Great done presented. You know what I'm saying? Finally on this thing for the past 2 years, been trying to get on here. So I appreciate you for having me, my brother.
For sure.
I'm very excited about this.
So, before we get into like all the great things you have gotten into, all the things you touching, all the success of this year for you, we want to know the backstory. We want to know where you come from, because everybody just see a face or they see a name or they eat the food that you're making. So what's the backstory? What you was getting into? Who is Gwadobeats himself?
Well, first of all, I'm from a small little country town in Georgia, Douglas, Georgia. If y'all ever heard of it, probably not. But yeah, I grew up there. Played sports, football, soccer, did all that. In my city, I guess I was, like I say, a small city. I just try to figure things out, and everybody was doing music at the time. It's like when anybody and their grandma wanted to do the music stuff. So that's how I started involving myself with the music, trying to rap, trying to do this, just like everybody else. But it wasn't never making me no money. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to find something. I was always that driven dude to want to find something for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like trying to figure it out. So that's how I got involved with the music, trying to do all this, trying to do all that. And then basically, I try to do things for myself, make the beats, make the recording, like everything one-stop shop. But I got focused on doing more of that than I had the actual rapping. You know what I'm saying? So everybody kind of picked up on that, trying to get involved with me, trying to record with me, trying to do that, and people offered to pay. So I was like, shit, make a connection 2 to 2, and we gonna try and see how it works. You know what I'm saying? So
I think what that means is like put your money where your mouth is, in a sense.
Type of thing.
Because everybody just like, okay, he's doing his thing. So what made people want to gravitate towards you? Like, what was you doing differently than the other people in your town?
Well, first of all, I was the quality. I guess the quality of the work that I was putting out. It was above a lot of people that was in the city at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing a lot of research, doing a lot of studying by myself, a lot of YouTube University, a lot of this, a lot of that, just to figure shit out, bro. Because when nobody else doing it, and I saw opportunity for myself to do it.
Right.
So yeah, I guess the quality of the work, the speed of the work, and the comfortability I gave folks, because a lot of folks fuck with me just like off my aura. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel comfortable, they feel secure whenever you know what I'm saying, they get around me, and with anything they feel okay, I could deal with what I need to deal with instead of everything around me. Because I feel that's what I tell them. When you get in the booth, when you do something, don't worry about nothing else. Just focus on making it making it the best to your ability. Because I got everything else. So that's usually how I do it.
So being able to put that pressure on yourself to make sure you let them be an artist, because that's what I always preach: let an artist be an artist, and I'll handle the rest. So I know what pressure that takes for me. What about you? Being that you got to make sure you stay to that high quality standard, make sure you stay that standard. Okay, I'm gonna make sure this sound right, that sound right. Because I had a lot of producers on here, and they all have their own take on how they make their stuff. But you don't just produce; you're an engineer. You make everything, like you said. You're a one-stop shop. So all that pressure that you put on yourself, how did that make you feel, or what do you do to like keep that standard alive?
The pressure, I love it, bro. Because like I said, I've always been involved in sports. Football was like my main thing, so I always loved the pressure. You know, I'm a kind of a smaller guy, so I've always, and I was in like D6, I mean, no, 6A schools playing like against grown motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always loved the pressure, always loved the challenge of doing, you know what I'm saying, stuff that I feel like I can't do or like
Right.
that's probably hard or challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bro, all the pressure that kind of makes me feel like I could it it works on me, you know what I'm saying? Like builds my shell better. So, you know what I'm saying? So if it does come up, because you know a lot of people, they get nervous, they get this, they get that. I take that as like, okay, what can I do with it? Because a lot of people in that situation, they fold, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like something ends up happening, which a lot of stuff do, you know, nobody's perfect, shit fucks up like over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if like a technical difficulty,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to think on your feet. You got to, I guess, just go with the flow of how I say it. You know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen.
Definitely. So now I want to touch on a little bit of how is the process for you, like making beats, making sure the quality of sound is correct, like stuff like that, because I had to do some homework. Because, you know, as a person that consumes music, we just hear the beats, we hear the lyrics, but we don't see the behind the scenes of all that stuff going to making a song.
Right.
So can you give us like your process on making a song, making it sound good, stuff like that?
Well, it varies with different people that I work with. Everybody's got their own little workflow. So I kind of, as being the guy behind the scenes and kind of building off of the artist, I go with how they kind of do their flow. You know what I'm saying? But basically, how normally it goes, you know, either they come through, pick a beat, they got their own beat, or we make a beat. You know what I'm saying? That's the start. Yeah, we build off of ideas. You know, pretty much like I say, always go with the flow. I try not to get stuck in what are we gonna do today? Like as far as creativity wise, because I feel like I've tried that like a few times, and for some reason it's always like it feels so forced, and it just don't. You don't get the same effect as when you just, you know, when you doing it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you know, we just figure stuff out. Like I say, most of them come in with stuff ready, and my process, I record out of my house. You know what I'm saying? Out of my living room, do all that, and I make it work. You know what I'm saying? I just know how to use my tools. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got the same stuff nowadays: Pro Tools, this and that, microphone. So it's like, it's really nothing I do different. I guess it's just like I say, I've studied and done the research for my process. You know what I'm saying? So make the beat, record, mix it, just like any other process. You know, make sure they get good levels, like any solid engineer would do. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure you don't have to redo it, because we always need another thing too. We always need it on the first. If that makes sense, like we can't recreate a vibe. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, like I said, for the pressure, I'm always on point when it comes to recording. I'm always on 10, because you'll never know when, you know what I'm saying, the vibe will pop up, and you know you gotta catch it. You gotta go with the flow with it. So I don't know if that's answers your question about how I guess like how the process goes, because like I said, it's just just like everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in a different way, but it's all kind of the same process. Make a beat, pick the beat, do this, record, mix it, and then just figure out a way to put it out to the people.
Definitely. So my question to you is, now you've been behind the scenes so long. A lot of people didn't know who you was. They just heard the beats. They just heard you collabing with certain people and doing things. What made you want to actually come out and do interviews, do business, shake hands with people? Because a lot of producers, the Metro Boomers of the world, the Weezy out here, like they're starting to come out and show their face. But before, it's like they just want to stay behind the scenes and make the music. So what make you want to come out now and just be like, oh, I want to show people who I am?
I feel like whenever you know you have something, you know what I'm saying? Like you have something, a certain skill, a certain level of talent that let's say like the folks that you look up to, you know what I'm saying? the folks that you look up to, you think they this and that, but in reality, they're just normal people that do what they, they're just good at what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So once you, like I said, once you actually get to know something and you're talented, you got what you have what you got, and then other people are telling you this is what you got. And I guess I can't speak for everybody, but I'm very humble. I'm like I said, I've always kind of been behind the scenes. I turn up a lot, but I don't like to force the attention, if that makes sense. Like I don't like to take attention. I like to build it off the vibes, of how I like go with the flow. But yeah, bro. Like everybody telling me I got this and that. Like you should, like they go this, they try there, and they say that there's nobody. I guess can't find nobody like me. Can't do no, just like every other body. You know what I'm saying? Got something different. Mm-hmm. So
I've heard, and like I said, we've shared off camera. A lot of people say that this is not like I want the viewers to know this is not something he's just saying. I've gotten messages about his quality, his style, and I had talks with other like artists who've been sitting in that room, and it just goes to show like the silence is deadly, in a way.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, you have your moments, you have your comedy moments, your funny moments that you showcase every now and again. Like I was doing like I said, I was doing my research. So, do you have like a alter ego almost like that comes out every now and again? Because you big on health, you big on taking care of yourself, you big on staying to yourself, and also like not begging for support. Mm-hmm. That's something that I always see. Like you always talk about, let the work speak for itself. Don't try to force people to support you and do what you do. As long as you're working, the support will come. Mm-hmm. So what makes you what makes you a stickler about health? Like drinking spring water, eating fruits and veggies, don't drink Coca-Cola, stuff like that. Like what makes you such a stickler about that?
To be honest, I wasn't really always like that. Like I was on I don't Coca-Colas, all that, you know what I'm saying? McDonald's every other day. Like to be honest, I was working not too long ago. I was working at Amazon. I was working for Amazon, delivery driver. And brother, when I tell you, you know what I'm saying, when you get put in a life or death situation in when it's 112 degrees outside, all the bottles you brung from work get hot, you know what I'm saying, in the van, the back of the van hot, AC don't really work, you know what I mean? Not to, you know what I'm saying, not to shit on Amazon, but when like I said, when you get put your back to the wall and you like, what can I do to see another day in the van? You know what I'm saying? So, bro, you just do research. Like, how, like I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling like that. How can I, you know what I'm saying? How can I last, if that makes sense? Because I'm dying out here. So, they say water. Drink a lot of water, a lot of coconut water, fruits and all that stuff. So I tried it. I was like, bro, I need to try something because I feel myself. You know how you feel, kind of like just down and like. When I don't know how you drink a bottle of water. Let's say a fresh bottle of water. You just feel great afterwards. And then you drink like a can of Coke and you just feel kind of heavy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. Trying different things, a lot of researching, and then just figuring out, like, whatever you put in your body, that's exactly that's what's going to make you feel how you feel. You know what I mean? Like, I would put water, like I say, watermelons, I would eat grapes, all this stuff, and I feel myself feeling good throughout the day, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. If I feel a change, I'm gonna keep going with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when I did studies where like I would stop, not studies, but I would try like stop and keep going back to what I was doing, and then I would just feel like like down, like.
Feel like garbage.
Draggy, yeah, like a big bucket of grease, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel, big walking bucket of grease. So I had to figure it out. And that's when I was kind of actually a little chubby before working at Amazon too. I don't know if y'all can see because I'm sitting down, but yeah, Amazon got me back to my high school body, you know what I'm saying? I got abs now. People see my muscles. So I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? God bless Amazon for turning me into the, you know what I'm saying, the natural creature I am today. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So I want to touch into the food business, the empanada business. I think I'm one of like his loyal customers because I try my best to catch him every week if he sends me the message. Because sometimes I'd be a little busy. You know what I'm saying?
Relax. Take it easy, man.
So I try to catch him as much as I can. I try to support, but this man literally came out of nowhere with an empanada business and been killing it ever since. Been going to businesses, going to schools, the hand-to-hand contact for real. So it's like he really been tapping into the people and like putting his foot to the ground. So tell us about your empanada business and how you came about that. What was the change, stuff like that, or what made you want to get into that for real?
The empanada thing, bro. Like, first of all, I've always loved empanadas. You know what I'm saying? My family, it was like a snack that we, cook every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So we'd always have them when we needed them. So, I used to work at Mercedes-Benz, down here in Orlando. I was a valet, and you know what I'm saying. I would see a lot of people come in and out with, trying different things, different vendors trying to, selling food, all this stuff. And I guess one day, to be honest, I don't remember what I was thinking about, but I remember I used to make empanadas just for myself, and then people used to be like, "Yo, bring some out. Like, let me try some." All right, bet. So I bring a couple to work, and then people was like, "Bro, I ain't gonna lie." Like I was making them, and people was like, "I ain't gonna lie. This is like, you ever thought about selling them?" Bing. Cause like I told you, I'm always trying to figure something out. You know what I'm saying, Nate the Great. I was always trying to figure a little. You know what I'm saying. So, you know what I'm saying. I put 2 and 2 together. Bing, bang, boom, boom, boom. So I brung like I think I brung a 30-pack one day. I was like, okay, let me do this. I'm gonna bring a 30-pack. My baby mother, what I was with at the time, she was helping me getting them together while I was at work. You know, so I would prep them before work, and then I guess during lunchtime I would tell her to fry them, and then just bring them, and then I go over there, and just while I'm at work, just give them to everybody, dish them out. So I think I brought like a 30 or 40-pack one time, and then just started. I got empanadas. I sold out in I think less than an hour for the empanadas. So that's when I was like, okay, let me try this on next Friday. You know what I'm saying? And then just every time it was just, it would, like I say, I figured it out. So that's how I started that. I was like, okay, I'm getting profit. Folks love it. I know how to make them. People putting smile on people's faces. You know what I'm saying? It was a dead zone around here. Now when I come with the bag of the, you know what I'm saying, or the gold, folks gonna be like, hey, that's the empanada man. You're damn right, it's the empanada man. What's up? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? I got them things. I got the beef and the chicken and the this and the that. You know what I mean? But
Beef and cheese is my favorite, I would say. I enjoy it. I ain't really trying no other flavor because I'm what I like is what I like. But I think I need to switch up a little bit because I be trying.
Yeah, we're gonna bring more flavors. But yeah, bro, I always was like a good cook too. Like I cook for myself. You know what I'm saying? Men, that's a gem. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to cook for yourself, cook for yourself. It's good for your health. It's good for your wealth.
For sure.
And if a shorty might find out, she might end up taking off the belt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just depends. You gotta learn how to cook for yourself and shorty. You know what I'm saying? And the fam, whatever you gotta do. Learn how to cook for yourself. You know what I mean? But again, found an opportunity, and I just put it to use, bro. Like I did research. I do a lot of research, bro. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know about me. When I try to figure something out, I really take the effort to try and figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I don't just, if I think I can't really, if it's like I'll be like, but I really at least I try to give it a, you know what I'm saying, a shot. But
I think that's what, like I was telling my boy on his podcast, I think that's where a lot of people feel at, because once they do the research and they see that they can do it, they still be like, I don't know. But I feel like if you try, because imagine if you didn't make that decision and be like, okay, I'm going to start this business, or I'm going to start making these beats, or I'm going to start selling a product or a service, you probably wouldn't be who you was today. you probably wouldn't be able to do anything. Probably still be at Amazon, not doing in your purpose in a sense. So it's like that's what a lot of people need to like understand as far as like growing and learning, especially in whatever path they want to go to.
Hmm.
Because I feel like, say for instance, you was like, damn, I'm not gonna bring my empanadas. I'm gonna sit 'em and eat them at home.
Right.
But you decided to bring them to work. That sparked something. Now you have a flourishing business.
Hmm.
So how does that make you feel like that you now are into a flourishing business, that you actually have a product that people enjoy, people love, people are buying every week? Like, how do you feel about that?
It makes me feel real good, bro. Because first of all, that's what I like to bring happiness, smiles, positivity to people, and that's a big thing for me. Because I've been through a lot of bullshit, just like everybody else. Not on
Right.
salt, but a lot of bullshit. And when you figure out how to get yourself out of the bullshit, it's like, okay, I was in such a deep place, and I got myself out of it, and now I feel like, okay, I feel good. Like I'll never put myself back in that place again
Right.
because I figure out that don't nobody want to go to that type place. But yeah, I just wanna make people happy, bring vibes. Like I always say, like when folks see me with an empanada bag, you know what I'm saying? It's like a ching. So it's like I don't know. I just like making people feel good, bro. That's all. It's nothing too crazy.
Definitely.
That's it. Making people feel good because they no telling what folks got going on. That's
Right.
another thing. You never know what folks got going on, and even when they could be the happiest dude in the thing, but when you actually, they could be going through the most. So
Bullshit,
I've always,
sure.
like I say, just making sure everybody's happy at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Folks love my stuff, so God bless. I put it like that because I actually work for it. I know I always tell everybody this. I don't try to brag. I don't try to act like I'm better than anybody or my product. I try to let my product do all the talking always because I see a lot of people that do that and sometimes they never deliver. And then it's like, who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, who this guy over there? Man? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to be like that. I want everybody to be like, damn, who that guy over there? He wasn't even saying nothing, but look at it, like, all his shit smack. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just, my mindset is different, the way I look at things.
Definitely. So I want to get back into the music because you work with two people that always, mention your name. They've been avid on this podcast multiple times, and you kind of always get brought up in a sense of a common denominator. Before that song goes out, Guado is being heard. And, like I said, B-Raw and Cool Dre, there are some people that I sat with both of them together. I sat with them, both of them separate. And on and off camera, they speak highly of you. And we had, a lot of people don't know, but we had a content house. And just to see you in there just working on the craft with both of those guys, it's like a big three almost. Like, like I always compare y'all to the 2011, 2012 Miami Heat in a way. Because you throwing out either a banger with one of them or both of them. And that's what I always tell them, like, keep that consistent sound. So you worked on a project called Year of the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
That was a project that kind of took B-Raw to the next level. So what was that process like, you and him actually locking into the studio and actually like, okay, we need to come up with something like Gold on the Ocean, Moonwalking?
The process a year to go, it was, I would say it's like I say, it was one of those vibe things, because we've been locked in since I think me and B been locked in since 2018, 2019, something like that.
Right.
And we got our own little flow, like I said, where every artist got their own flow. So with him, it's pick beats. It was just like I said before, we picked the beats, whatever goes with the vibes, and it was one of those things where we knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't know exactly how we wanted to put it together because we don't want it to, like I said, we didn't want anything to feel forced or anything, So, yeah, we would just go to the studio, smoke up a little bit, you know what I'm saying, drink up a little bit of this, a little bit of that, go through beats and just catch a vibe. And cause another thing about B, he don't really write a lot while he's away, you know what I'm saying. So he likes to do a lot of writing in the studio, So we would go there, we would chill, just like I say, cool, calm, and collect our minds. And he would just go do his thing. Um, and pretty much that's how we do it. One on year to go.
Hold on. I know you're enjoying the video, but I got one quick message for you. Struggling to find balance, struggling with mental health, struggling with your path. I got the perfect guide for you. My ebook down in the link below. Click the link and get your copy today.
One song that stand out the most was Moonwalking. If y'all haven't listened to Year to Go from, by B Raw, check that out. Moonwalking is one of the songs I feel like that was one of those ones that even when I was making the beat, I was like, this shit hard. This shit hard. I was like, I don't know who I'm gonna put on here, but this shit hard. And so just started. B came through the studio one day,
You heard that bit?
heard that bit, and he was like, this bit hard. I was like, that bit is hard, isn't it? So okay, cool. Did the 1 2. He didn't write to it that day. Like it took him, I think it's like a week. I don't know. I don't think like a week to come back in the studio, and then he was like, yeah, bro, this shit it. I was like, okay. So
Speaking of the devil.
speaking of, yeah, because I ain't calling back. So yeah, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, we figured that out, and he came back to the studio, and he was like, yeah, bro, I think I got it. I was like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah. So okay, record it. And while he was recording, I was like, bro, you talking that shit? Like this shit, like, yeah, this hard. Like all everything about this shit hard. So I was like, let me put it together, mix it, do all this, do all that, and it just, I don't know, bro. Like I say, instantly when we was making that shit, we know for some reason this shit hard. So
Yeah. So let's scale it back. Well, let's scale it forward. After the project drops, he's getting good feedback. Now we move to the SOB realm, and now everywhere he goes, you hear your name being said in every promo video, every performance. How does it feel when you hear people say every time you hear that Guado, that's a new Carver? How does that make you feel after like coming from Douglas, Georgia to now like you getting your name called in different places and people like, who is Guado? I want to meet that guy. How did that make you feel?
feels good, bro. It's kind of like a finally, like a okay. Now y'all starting to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
cause like I probably could have done it way faster. Like people, all this like getting known and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm always behind the scenes. So for somebody else to, I guess, do the talking for me, or you know what I'm saying, to actually see people acknowledge, it's like, okay, now y'all know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Without me having to explain too much. So, like I said, probably could have came faster if I would have reached for it more, but everything always comes. Pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything always comes to me for like. So it's like, hey. But yeah, man, like it's a good feeling to know that people actually love your stuff, and not just because they fuck with you as a person. Like, oh, this is my friend. Yeah, so yeah, I love his stuff. No, it's folks that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Be giving me props, singing the songs. I'll be like, yeah, it's like I say, finally, it's finally starting to pay off. Because like I say, bro, I did so much work in behind the scenes. But
Now, let's go to Mr. Cool Dre, Mr. Around the Way. You and him got Zoot Magoo. Y'all got a lot of different tracks. And like I said, you're something that's a common denominator for both of them. So how does it feel that Cool Dre is in a whole nother area, a whole nother state, still screaming Guado, 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 and you're getting recognition from other people outside? How does that make you feel as well? And what's that relationship like? What is that when he comes down here and he's recording with you? What is that like? What does that feel like?
it's real, like I say, no, it's all comfortable. It's all like a brother that I haven't seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have any family down here. So, and to be honest, he was like one of the few people that I first met down here in Orlando before I moved. My fault. After I moved. But either way, like our chemistry is unbreakable. The way his loyalty to me, you know what I'm saying? Because me, I always tell people, like, you don't have to come to me. You don't have to work with me. You don't have to do anything. I always show love, you know what I'm saying? I always going to put my 110% into anybody who trusts me with their process, you know what I'm saying? And so I never asked for anything in return, you know, and so for him and B to, I guess, show that loyalty, for him to go to Philly, still scream out my name, still rep me as a, you know, as like that common denominator, because like I said, I put my all into these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just like it's appreciative. It's like, okay, like you solid, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't get that a lot, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You probably know just as much as I do, you know what I'm saying? You could do a lot for a lot of people and they just be like, thanks. And then turn around and I was like, thanks. But what? No, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I did all this shit and it was like, but somebody else could do it. They'll probably charge you an arm and a leg to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing crazy, but it's like a lot of people just ain't appreciative no more. You know what I'm saying? So to have people that actually appreciate you, to, I guess, like, show real love, that's another thing. Real love, that's I can't do nothing but just say thank you. You know what I'm saying? To
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do. And like I say, keep doing what I'm doing to help them get to where they want to go in life. You know what I'm saying? Because without them is no me, if that makes sense. Because don't nobody pull up Guado on the thing. You know what I'm saying? People pull up, you know, Cool or B, you know, the artist. So, but if they're trash, you know, if their shit's not hitting, if their shit's not good, nobody gonna listen to them, and then they ain't gonna want to come back to me. It's like a, you know what I'm saying? Like
trigger down effect.
It trigger down effect.
Domino
So
effect.
that's how I think of it. If my folks don't look good, don't sound good to best of their ability, I feel like I fucked up somewhere in that line. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, like I say, I appreciate anybody who show love, but them specifically, because I put a lot of time on them boys. You know what I'm saying? So,
For sure. I've seen it. So, how do you feel about like music nowadays, and what music has to offer, and like the changing? Because we have different tastes in music. I always like to bring up my taste in music and other people who consume music as well. I'm more the rager, hyper pop vibe. What is your feel and what is your taste in music first, and how do you feel about music?
I mean, my taste in music, I don't know if this answers the question, but I'm a real, like, you know what I'm saying, like real shit talking. Like, if that makes, for the viewers who don't know what I'm talking about, like, that's, I guess, real it's hard to explain. Motion music, get money music, like, you know, it's a lot of gangster music, a lot of trap vibes and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? I love, like, for instance, an artist that I just came across, King Hendrix. He's from Houston. Shout out King Hendrix. Like, I listen to him a lot. He talks a lot about the, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle, you know what I mean? And just the grimy, getting money type of thing. I like, and it's very, it varies, because I listen to Spanish music, new Spanish music. I love old bachata, you know what I'm saying, like old salsa music. Every time I put that in the car, it feels like I'm back in Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just, it's like I say, I put music on just for, I feel like for like a relaxation thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like I want to turn up, I'm going to put on some turn up music, you know what I'm saying? If it's a good day, I'm going to put on some reggaeton the whole day, some J Balvin, some Bad Bunny, some this and that. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I feel nice.
Does your Spanish background influence the way you make your music in any kind of way?
I would think so. The rhythm, I feel like my rhythm and I guess the instruments I pick out, the noises I hear, because every culture has different ways of making their music, like the instruments and stuff like that, the rhythms. So yeah, I feel like that has a big part of how I, you know, construct my stuff.
Definitely. So, any goals, anything you are looking for? Because we in the middle of the year. Mm-hmm. The summertime is getting hot. You working on a lot of new projects. So, any goals, anything you are like looking to do before the end of the year?
I got a couple, but I wouldn't say nothing too crazy right now. Just bring a lot of brand awareness to the Empanadas, because I'm always gonna be involved in music, but I feel like Empanadas is more of a universal type of thing. Like, people love music, you know what I mean? So I feel like, but not everybody, I guess, like not your grandma's not gonna like the same music you like, you know what I'm saying? But your grandma gonna like the same empanada you like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to push out brand awareness to something I feel like is gonna really work, if that makes sense.
Right.
So yeah, pushing brand awareness, getting, like I say, my artists where they need to go. You know what I'm saying? Making sure we just elevate in every single way with every project. That's a goal in itself, and every project we've been hitting that. So you know what I'm saying? So doing that, trying better health, get my health better, just figure out ways to how I could just feel better. You know what I mean? But as far as, it's nothing crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in the building process of everything, of the, like I say, the empanadas and stuff like that. But we just gonna have to see, man. And like I said, I don't like to talk a lot, so y'all definitely see something. Y'all get promoted on something real soon, if you know what I'm saying. So
Definitely. So how, for somebody who's not a father yet, what is father life like for you? Because that's something that you take very serious.
Mhm.
That's something that if they know, they know. So what is that like to be a father, an active father, not just a father, but your active father, and also to have a girl, a daughter? How is that?
yeah, you just like everybody know. If you know, you know. But it always depends on. I always say that if you know how to handle business, if you are, if you stand on 10, if you know how to, I guess, like I say, if you stand on business, a good guy, a man, then you know what I'm saying. It's nothing you can't handle. You know what I mean? I love it. It changed my life. I wouldn't. It helped me so much of, I guess, becoming more of a man, if that makes sense, because there was a lot of things I didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I couldn't do, just because of the simple fact that I felt like I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even dare think I would have been a father this early. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it just teaches you a lot about life. You know what I'm saying? Like, how to handle certain situations. Like, it's a blessing. You have to be involved to know. You can't just, you ain't gonna understand if you don't. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
I could sit here and tell you about it all day, and you'd be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but nah, until you actually hold something like your creation in your hand, and just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I did that. You know what I mean? And then day by day, you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, day by day, you seeing like just evolution. Is there like a no, that's not a word, is it?
I don't know. Shit. I'm trying to help you out.
Okay.
It's not a word.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but evolate. I don't know.
Evolve.
There we go.
There you go.
Only check.
Yeah.
Evolve. Okay. So yeah, just to see them evolve like each and every day, bro. It's like, it's a good feeling. It's like, yeah, man. Like I don't know. It just feels good. It makes you feel good. You should try it one day, man. Not really try it, but you should just do it one day. See how it feels. Go to daycare real quick.
We'll be back with a commercial. I'm just playing. So, is Guado the smuggler a lover boy?
A lover boy? Yeah, to the right one. To the right one. I'm not out there like that, like a lot of my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, why you throwing the homeboys under the bus like that?
I got a lot of homeboys. You know what I'm saying? I hang out with a lot of people.
They go and watch this.
Oh, they are, yeah. All y'all homeboys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I let them come to me. I don't chase. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this. I don't do that. Cause I feel like that's just, I don't know. I'm very picky about my love life, if that makes sense.
Hey, I feel that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I ain't gonna lie. To answer your question, yeah, to the right one. I'm a lover boy. Make sure you gotta be good before I be good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
You gotta make sure you taking care of, sweetheart. Because if you taking care of, then shit, I mean, you gonna take care of me. And if you don't, see ya. You know what I'm saying? Take this shit. Get out of here. I don't need you no more. But bitch, I love you. I love you forever. But yeah, man. Lover boy Guado, man.
For sure.
I need a heart on my tape line.
Yeah. I think you can make that happen.
Think so?
So, 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
I ain't gonna lie. What you say?
5 dinner guests,
Dinner guest. Okay.
dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Who's that dude from Pineapple Express? Seth Rogen.
Mm-hmm.
Him. I say probably Mac Miller. Probably have Mac Miller. Let's see who else. Let's see. I'll probably have Mike Tyson over there just to see what the hell he be like, just the hell how he be acting like, cause that'd be an interesting experience. That's 3. Let's see.
Mike Tyson, Seth Rogen, Mac Miller. You the first person to say Mac Miller.
Yeah, I fuck with Mac Miller. I feel like he'd be cool. Who else, man? Who else? I feel like probably Cristiano Ronaldo. Probably him.
Birthday twin.
And last person. My pops.
What would the conversation be like at the table?
The conversation, I would say, how do y'all stay happy? Like how do y'all keep, you know what I'm saying? How do y'all stay up the float, if that makes sense? Which, I mean, can't really say that to a, but most of them, well, not most of them, but a couple longer they dead, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like I say, if it's like, how do y'all handle all this
pressure,
all this stuff going on? You know what I'm saying? Like from with the world to what you got dealing with to what people put upon. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you just deal with everything? How do you move on and be happy about everything? I don't know. Like I said, that's a big thing for me.
So, anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here? You dropped some good gems. Point to that camera right there.
This one here?
Yeah.
Everybody that's watching, I appreciate for anybody who's showing love to, first and foremost, my boy Nate the Great, What We All Thinking podcast. That's what we say, right? What We All Thinking, yeah. We're finally on here. Another thing too, if y'all like empanadas, you know what I'm saying? Good empanadas, Caribbean food, Puerto Rican munchies, you know what I'm saying? On Fridays, we drop empanadas, fresh empanadas every Friday in Orlando, Florida. Follow Gwado's Empanadas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got the best empanadas in Florida. I ain't saying that. He said that. His mama said that. His friends said that. But either way, like I said, y'all tap into me. With me, I'm Gwadobeats. I appreciate Nate the Great for having me on this podcast to show awareness on what I do and who I am. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Nate the Great. And yeah, we're just going to keep doing better music, more empanadas, all that stuff, man. If you don't know, just hit me personally and we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. This is What I Think of Podcast Stories Behind the Craft. Shout out to Gwadobeats for coming through. We might. I'm thinking about doing some to get all 3 of them on camera now that we got Guado sitting in the chair. So I think that'll be fun. Hopefully, everybody up to it, which I know they will be. So tap in, roll to 5,000, roll to 2 million. We out. Peace.